Breaking news. Northern leaders tells Northern governors. North, you cannot challenge Southern leaders over development of their people. It is your fault. You have not done enough for your people. Hello, my wonderful people. Northern elders are not happy with the governors and are saying you guys are the fault. Don't challenge the Southerners. Southerners are doing well in their education. They are trying all they can. I mean, they are not doing enough, but I mean, it's better than nothing. And to be very candid, if you want to really analyze things, yes, unless you have not stayed in the north before, I have. And I've stayed in the north, I've stayed in the south. I've seen the difference on a more serious note. In the north, it's not like it's not as bad as it is in the south. Trust me. In the north, education, the people are greatly deprived. Yes, in terms of education, I must tell you. I must tell you, the South is doing far better, although they not have more opportunities. That's the downside. So northern elders are challenging the governors. They don't even go ahead, antagonizing the southern governors. They are doing well. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe if this is your first time. Thank you. Northern leaders challenge northern governors. You cannot challenge southern leaders over development of their people. They are doing well. Northern leaders have challenged the northern governors and have accused them of not doing enough to move the region onto the path of development. According to Abdulaziz Salimer, who is the spokesman of the coalition of the Northern Group, the North cannot keep challenging the South. The North must end it. Go further. He described the governors as leaders who have no knowledge in moving the region out of undevelopment. The region is backward. Abdulaziz, the spokesman for PAN, our organization, Coalition of Northern Group, have lambasted the governors from the north over the economic backwardness of their respective states. This spokesman disclosed this while reacting to the governor's position on the value added tax between some southern states and the federal government. According to him, the position of the northern governors who are lingering with the and lining up with the federal government is an indication that the governors have failed to move the region forward in part of self-sustainability. So you mean if Nigeria breaks up today, North will not sustain, North will not survive? This is a shame, a big one, which the North have to first of all consider, sit down and look at. If something happens to Nigeria, what will happen to the North when we keep depending on the South? You cannot keep challenging the Southern governors. Whoa, this is a Northern elder telling Northern governors. In an interview with Punch newspaper, he insists that the North cannot keep up challenging the southern leaders and the development of their people, insisting that they need to keep their wealth to develop their people. The North must do more to ensure development for their people instead of going after the people of the South. The South have come to realize that they need to move their people even further. Wow. This is a great one. The Northern elders are, challenging their governors, saying, you have not done well for your people. You've not done well. You've not. You are a disappointment, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And they made mention to say if Nigeria breaks up today, what will happen to the North? On a more serious note, is a point for consideration. Is a serious point for consideration. So if something happens today, what will happen to the North? Gombe governor was the first to say, Wike and the rest, they are not being considerate. They are being selfish. So do they mean that don't they know that if they don't share the money, some northern states will die, some northern states will not be able to survive, people cannot survive, that because the south have what they can do to survive, so they want to use against the people, they must not behave that way. As much as they've been sharing and they are used to the sharing formula, they've been together and they've been doing this thing for some time now. This has been the way things has been. Yeah. When you have an overfed baby that that should be responsible at this time, but up till now you have not done anything to make the baby responsible. Have you heard of the word called dependence? You see some grown men, because their parents are wealthy, they've never worked in their life, they've never had opportunity to think it through. So what do? This is what happened. This is exactly the description for the North. Overgrown baby that has never worked in their life. They've never had opportunity to say, okay, there is a bit of lack. So how do we come out of this? How do we work this out? This issue is pressing. So what do we do? How do we ensure that this is no longer a problem? We have little. How can we ensure that this little does not go out? What do we put in place? They've never worked in their life. So they don't understand it. That somebody can have, for instance, just 20,000 naira, and the month has still not end, and they are looking at ways to ensure that they manage, they do well with that 20,000 naira. Do you understand? But when you have a government and a people who have never worked, and they take it as their you take it as a yardstick. Yeah, once the month ends, they've taken money from Lagos State, from River State. It must be shared. They don't have a choice. The money must be shared. And who said it must be shared? That must be shared attitude is what the people do not want anymore. And that's why they are insisting. We don't want to share no money no more. And the North is saying, you dare not say that, we must share the money. Now, Northern leaders are the ones coming up to challenge the Northern governors, saying, do you mean if Nigeria breaks up today, the North will collapse? The North will collapse, people will die. You are not doing everything possible to move this region forward. And it's an honest position. This man is being absolutely, totally, and completely honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's be honest with ourselves. This man is being completely honest. So, do you mean that if something happens now to the region, yes, I mean, the people will just, they will just, everybody will die, yes? Is that the way forward? Or something, I mean, so we need to think it through. And this, what the northern leader has said to them, is quite candid. It's a very serious matter that they must take really seriously. You can't be depending on the south forever. Times are changing, things are changing. It's no longer business as usual. It's no longer, it used to be. So if something happened, is the north going to collapse? Is a very serious, because when things begin to, when you are having indications of things popping up here and there, is a clear indication that something may not be right, and things might be changing. So it's a serious call for attention to say, what next? What do we do? How do we put things in place so that we are not at the losing end? Instead of considering this, they are going to court. They are going to court. They are going to court. Leave us a comment. God bless you. Bye for now.